I'm hungry for the power. I'm hungry for the power. I'm hungry. I'm hungry for the power.
Hey guys, it's Alexa. Back to vlogs. It took me a bit to get organized enough to actually get one together. It's been really busy for me this whole summer. I've been working a lot, trying to stay out of debt, or pay off debt, whatever one you want to think about. As we all know, my last competition was May 19th this year. After that, we all know that I got really bad post-show depression. I went back to a lot of my old habits, and going into that competition, I was really set on, I was focused so much on winning, and I was drained of energy completely. My cortisol levels, which were way too high because I was too stressed. So in the end, my physique was nowhere near what I wanted it to be, and I didn't place that well. So this time, some of you might know, some of you don't know, I am about 4 weeks out from OPA again, which will be on October 20th in Coburg. My attitude has completely changed this time for my competition. This time, I'm completely going in there to have fun. I had to sort of rethink my goals and what I was looking to accomplish out of this. And sometimes Chad still needs to remind me. Before I was like, oh, I need to win a trophy. I don't need to win a trophy. My goal in the fitness world is to change the way that people look, number one. It can be a very vain sport, and it can be, me. I don't want it to be like that. I want to inspire other women and other people. And so I'm going there strictly to meet people, have fun, show people that they can do what they want to do if you just put your mind to it. And so after my show, I had surgery, and I was out of the gym for about, doing full body for about 6 weeks. And usually people would think, if that's the case, that you should keep your diet really clean so that you don't gain any weight. And my mentality was completely thrown out of the window. And so I thought, oh, I'll start eating healthy again when I am back in the gym. So after about the 6 weeks, I was up to almost 160. I was up to 160 pounds, I think. I was pretty much 160 pounds. I'd gained a lot of weight. I was very depressed again. Didn't feel like myself. I was binge eating again. I'd find myself. I'm gonna cry, as we all know. I'm an emotional person. I'd find myself closet eating again, which is awful. I'd sit in the car and I'd be eating the bulk barn or something. I ate clean most of the time, which is good, but I was a mess. And I got sleeping. I was addicted to sleeping pills. I couldn't sleep. I was stressed. I was depressed. I hated it, and I knew I needed to change. Everyone, and this is my point, is that everyone, no matter who you are, hits hurdles, and it's all about how you tackle that hurdle. And I feel like I've tackled that one pretty well. So I've made some improvements. I'm going to go through a bunch of them through my vlogs. I started taking adrenal support, which I think I told you guys. It's a herbal supplement that I got from the health food store. It helps my stress levels. I also make sure that I get my sleep. I'm not someone that needs 8 hours of sleep on a night, but I do need 6. So I try to get my 6 hours of sleep, and definitely trying to balance out my life some more. I used to be so, coming up to my show in May, I thought I need to have my 2 hours of cardio. I wouldn't do anything else. I wouldn't talk to anyone. I wouldn't do anything unless I had my 2 hours of cardio plus my working out. Plus I was trying to do an hour of yoga. I was just overexerting myself. Now, I'm keeping my diet really clean. I'm so focused this time, not on winning, but just on being healthy, that I'm much easier. I'm just more able to stick to my diet, and I feel fabulous about it. And if I ever have a craving, or I feel like I'm, my emotions are coming into attack, I always try and vocalize it to Chad, or just acknowledge my feelings before I turn to food again. My goals, I've told you a couple of my goals. I've had a few, publications this year, in the magazines, and I've had tons of shoots with some awesome photographers this summer, and I have my competition as well, and a couple other competitions maybe in the works. We'll see how that goes. Anyways, it's a recap on me. Today we're going to touch a bit on emotional eating again. If you're new to my vlogs, I'm all about trying to improve people and educate people on the whole situation, because it's something that people don't talk about enough. Our culture has bound us to emotions and situation with food, so these are external cues, you know. There's also our internal cues, which is our hunger and fullness signals that are in our brain, and we don't really listen to those anymore. That's how I feel. So there's different emotions, like if you're sad, you're bored. If you're celebrating, you're grieving, someone dies, and Chad's home. And so is Congo. Hi, Con. So we have all these emotions inside of us. Not all emotions are bad emotions with food, you know. There's a connection between emotions and food, which is completely normal. And, you know, there should be pleasure with food. It is something that the world should enjoy. I'm not saying that you shouldn't enjoy food, you should be terrified of it. There's some emotion, you know, the association with food and aromas. For instance, you feel very homey and warm when you smell cinnamon and vanilla, or the smell and the hankering that you have for your grandma's famous stuffing at Thanksgiving, you know, things like that. But then it goes to too many people now view food as a blanket for the emotions, which helps us, is leading us to ignore our hunger and fullness skills. And so we don't even know when we are hungry or when we have eaten enough and when we are full, to the point until you're already so stuffed that you feel like you want to vomit. There's no food that really addresses our emotions, so therefore we eat and eat and eat, and we never get that satisfaction that we're actually looking for when we're emotionally eating. So then we're stuck in this downward spiral, and we're depending on it for that instant fix. In the long run, you might feel that immediate fix, you know, after you eat something. When I binge eat something, I feel like I have been comforted, like someone's snuggled me up in a blanket, but maybe for about 2 to 5 minutes. Not very long, honestly. After that, it gets worse. You know, that feeling that you're feeling before you binge eat, so you're really anxious, you need that food for that fix. After that 5 minutes of enjoyment, you feel guilty and angry, and it overpowers any emotion that actually supports you through what you were feeling. It only distracts you from your real problems, and so therefore, emotionally eating is something, it's a caretaking problem. So you're not really learning, you don't know how to take care of yourself. So this leads to a weight obsession. A lot of women weigh themselves every day, you know, 3 times a week. Not really that healthy. I don't weigh myself, I never really was someone that weighed myself every day. I just was a huge binge eater. So I'm saying that you should not weigh yourself every day, because this becomes an obsession, and this also leads to increase of your weight. With that, obviously, comes feelings of failure, and feelings of failure helps to increase the eating. So it's this, again, this vicious cycle. There's a lot of external cues that stop us listening to our internal cues of hunger and fullness, like I've said. And this is what I'm gonna finish it off with is restrained eating. I'm just gonna grab this. So I want to explain to you. Sorry, flipping my notes here. So restrained eaters, this is something that I've thought about and got the idea from a book. Restrained eaters, which are most of the population, a restrained eater is a dangerous thing. They try and control their weight, and they don't really trust their bodies to listen to their hunger and fullness signals. They attempt to control their weight with willpower, and they drown out those internal signals. Food's everywhere, so obviously your willpower only can go so far. It's a very short-term fix. Any competitor knows that willpower is something that you need to compete. So this is more going out to the regular population. This is my protein shake, by the way. Not a milkshake. So there's food everywhere, so obviously your willpower eventually is going to give out. So an unrestrained eater, here's some examples to know if you are a restrained eater or an unrestrained eater. An unrestrained eater, if everyone's eating pizza, will have one piece of pizza and they won't feel the need to order any dessert. If you're a restrained eater, you'll eat 4+ pieces of pizza and then you'll even order dessert even if you know that you're so stuffed, because that's just what you do. In dieting, a restrained eater will, let's say, okay, I'm starting on Monday, I'm starting a new diet, so on Sunday night they will binge themselves till they want to throw up before starting their new diet. Emotions like depression, anxiety, and anger, for an unrestrained eater, this will decrease your appetite usually, and for a restrained eater, this will actually increase your appetite. So for me, I definitely was a restrained eater, and I still am a restrained eater. When I become anxious and depressed, I want to eat more. So it's never been, there are people, who get really stressed out and they lose 30 pounds. I'm not one of those people. Restrained eaters will burn less calories after eating. An unrestrained eater will actually, sorry, what am I trying to say?
I'm stressed out for the last 5.
Anyways, Chad's trying to talk to me. Restrained eaters, anyways, that's what I have to say. So, I'm going to leave it on that note. Welcome back to my vlogs, and I'm excited to help everyone be inspired, and namaste. Have a good day, guys.